we were here at PD, just minding our own business. We had nothing to do with the 13 Alpha that happened. An individual walked out of PD, got in our car. Okay, we were automatically followed by about 7 or 8 patrol vehicles. They all instantly got out, drew guns, and they were all telling us to get out of the vehicle. All we kept asking for is, we were willing to work with you guys. What is this about? That's all we kept asking is, what is this about? Can we get a little context of what is going on? Because we are very confused. We don't know what is happening right now. Okay.
They did a high risk stop.
They did a high risk stop. Yes.
For clarification.
And all we're asking for is clarification. So then we kept asking. They wouldn't work with us. They said, just get out of the car. Hands up. Okay. Another officer, which was Johnson, came to us and tried to start talking to us. And as hypothetically Mr. K was talking to Johnson, he gets tased from another officer, from the BCSO guy. And to us, what does that seem? An officer is actually willing to talk to us and tell us what is going on, to notify what is happening. And the next thing you know, while the officer is talking to Mr. K gets tased 3 times. So that's why, that's what I'm trying to say, is that to that officer, it's like, fuck that cop. Like, don't give a fuck about him. I'm going to still do what I want to do.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know, the context that I got for that situation, when you think about high risk stops, right? The purpose of a high risk stop is, it's just to get everybody detained, get everybody in a safe location, and then have that conversation. I understand that it was probably frustrating because you're asking questions and feeling like you're not getting answers to them. And I think probably where the officers were coming from in that moment is, one, the lead
Mr. Worldwide,
is...
you need to not be here for this conversation.
Oh, sorry, my friend.
But do you realize that, like, Mr. K got out of the vehicle, was trying to talk to Viv, doing, like, we were taking all, like, he was just trying to talk, and, like, she just did not give a fuck to talk to us. So in a criminal, let me finish. In a criminal mindset, I'm sorry to cut you off. In a criminal mindset, right, on the criminal side of things, when you're literally sitting there actually trying to talk to an officer and the officer doesn't give a fuck about talking to you, all that is doing is escalating the situation for no reason. Like,
no, I understand. I definitely see where you're coming from.
He even had his hands up on top of it.
I'm very much, you know, de-escalate as much as possible first, right?
Exactly.
But I do also see where they were probably coming, the officers on scene were coming from. You have to...
I knew it was Viv Anthony. I knew.
That
I heard her voice. I knew exactly who it was.
High-risk stops are just that. They're high-risk stops. And that's why, you know, there's a very specific procedure for them. They're definitely not the most fun thing that we do. But because it is already kind of considered, in a way, an escalated situation from, you know, our part as well, we have to go through it with certain steps. I think what was trying to happen there is they were trying to just get everybody in detainment so then they could have that conversation. And I know that Johnson was coming from the, you know, the best place. He was trying to de-escalate the situation and trying to be reasonable, and I absolutely see that. But at the end of the day, I do think that there is value when you are told to do something specific in a very tense situation. You need to be able to trust and listen to your scene lead. And I think that was more of the issue, is that he wasn't listening to the scene lead. And while he had the best intentions, and it definitely could have gone a different way, you know, it could have also gone a very bad way.
Exactly.
And I think you have to keep in mind that Peters and I are very much working right now to we're looking at how, you know, police conduct, police procedure.
Oh yeah, Johnson will probably definitely get in trouble for it, chat.
There's definitely growing pains, but it's something that we're very aware of and actively working. You know, to correct is kind of a hard, you know, is not the right word, but we are actively working on this.
So you know how, like you said, like we missed the context of Den getting 13 Alfred, right? I could bet my life on it. Anything I would put on my life, that if we were instantly told from Viv that was back there, or any officer, that instantly, okay guys, listen, there was a 13 Alpha at Mission Row and you guys were there and we just need to identify you guys. I could bet my life on it. Every single one of us would have got out of that vehicle, because we had no clue that there was a 13 Alpha at Mission Row. So you need to understand why we were so frustrated and so confused on what was happening. If we were instantly told the minute we were pulled over, when we asked, what is the stop for? What is the reason for 8 cops drawing guns on us? Because we had no clue about Den getting put down prior to that, okay? We would have done that so quick, got out of the vehicle, showed ID, took mask off. We would have done everything. Okay, but the problem was that we didn't know the context. We were just instantly 8 cops on us. We were confused as fuck, and we didn't know what was happening. So the reason why I'm trying, I get it's an escalated situation already because it's a high-risk stop. But when you have the criminals that genuinely have no clue what the fuck is going on, isn't it better to inform the criminals on why you're getting pulled over in a high-risk stop than to just detain and just instantly stop everything right there? By just notifying them, hey guys, the reason why you're getting pulled over on a felony stop right now is because there was an officer that was put down in Mission Row and you guys were there. We would have easily got out and just did everything we had to do.
I think you make a good point that, you know, communication from officers is vital, you know. And I think when the situation, obviously there are going to be situations that don't allow for it, right? Like, you know, you're getting shot at and you're like, hey, stop shooting me. I'm trying
exactly,
to,
yeah.
you know. But when there is a situation that allows for that moment of communication, we should be communicating. And I do agree with you there. It's again, I'll keep it a buck. It's something that we are actively working on. I'm not going to stand here and throw, you know, Viv under the bus and say that what she did was wrong, because she followed procedure. But what I can say is we can look at that procedure and see how we can improve it.
Okay. I appreciate that, because like I said, if we genuinely had no clue that Den was put down. We had no clue at all. That's why I guess it was so much more frustrating to us that earlier that happened to Den, right? We come to PD, we're just chilling, talking, yapping a little bit, and then that happens. If that was communicated to us, it would have went totally fucking different.
It's illegal. She strode on the sidewalk. But no, Peters and I will talk about this, see if there's any adjustments that we can make, because you do bring up a good point. Communication is a very easy way to de-escalate situations.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, and then you got to understand, I'm talking to you guys from a criminal side of things. I'm telling you right now, we would be a lot at ease talking to you guys, helping you guys out, working with you guys if there was communication there. But I'm going to tell you something, Chief. The reason why that doesn't happen is only a select few officers in this city that actually communicate with criminals. And that's why we're always at each other's necks. If you guys would be able to work on your communications with the criminals, because at the end of the day, your job is to de-escalate situations and not escalate them, but you have to escalate them on certain times, which is 100% correct. But if you guys would be able to fucking communicate with us better, I guarantee things would be a lot easier. And that's the problem. We, as Chain Gang, I will be honest with you, barely get any type of fucking communication when shit hits the fan. And that's why it always ends up being a tense moment.
You know, I feel like a little bit of a broken record when I say that it's something that we're actively working on, but it's something that we are legitimately working on. Something that I'm working on in tandem with the marshals and BCSO is transparency with the public and communication with the public. I think that there's, you know, obviously there's a lot that goes on in the police department. There are a lot of interactions that happen, a lot of situations, and we need to be disclosing those situations to the public.
Yeah.
And keeping people informed. I think it's people's right to know what the police department is doing. I mean, you know, when interacting with the public. So it is something that is in the front of my mind that I, you know, we're Peters and I are only a little bit over a week into this, and we're working on a lot of changes, and
I'm getting flashbacks of Slacks.
Changes.
I'm not saying that you're gonna do it, but it just gives me flashbacks.
Oh no, she's way better. She's
okay. Good.
I don't know if she knows Slacks.
So
well,
Slacks always used to say, "I'll look into it. We'll work on it."
No, she's okay, a lot better. Don't work. No, this is
I literally made sure to not say I'll look into it.
Yeah,
so
please,
you know,
please.
I thought about that.
Chief, that'll be the worst thing you could do to any criminal in the city, because we've heard probably 1,000,000 times over from Slacks that he'll look into it.
Okay, it's good to know.
Check your phone really quick. Look at that text message I sent you. I had a FaceTime
I still
call
have
with...
you. I still have you as snitch when I first met you. When you snitched on me.
Yeah, fuck. It's because I'm taking pictures of you.